And Mabanis, where have you been during this recent war in Upper Nile State, Maban? Where are you, in Mabanis? You know, we need to come out. We need to get out and report this all over the world, to worldwide. We need to report it because this is not right. It's wrong. You know, when government of South Sudan makes civilian to fight, but, you know, their favor, you know, their side, you know, civilian, they have weapons, they have big weapons. So Dinka, tribes or Dinka people in Malut, they have big weapons. Where they're, getting from? Where they're getting from? And we Mabanis, we don't. We don't have a big weapons. But if we do, that will be illegal, and that would be a criminal, that we are holding big guns like them. Like right now, they are in kiloten in Adar. Dinka, civilians. They have big weapons, big guns. And the government sees that that's right. Government sees that that's okay because they're behind them. They're share with them, like the land that Dinka people are getting from. When they get the land, they get the place, they benefit from it. So when we have big weapons, probably government would say, where you bring Maban, because people, where are you getting big weapons from? But now Dinka, they have it. Who's going to ask and who's going to investigate? Nobody's investigating Dinka civilians. Those who are fighting with Maban. They have big weapons. Where are they bringing from? Where are they getting it from? If you are really government, you should ask questions like this. And if we have big weapons too, if we Maban have big weapons too, do they accept that? Or they would say, we Maban are carrying big weapons and that's a crime. And that's a crime to you too, if that point will come like that. I would say that we have no government. In South Sudan, we have no government. We saw this. We have witness and evidence. From observation, from what we have been seeing. They killed Suluk people. They going to Ictorian land and taking land of Ictorian, of Suluk. Now, they're going to Mabanis, and killing civilians. And they were saying that politicians or government was saying that this is citizens' war. This is a war of citizens in South Sudan, Upper Nile State. But the government in kiloten, in the area, involved in this. They involved in this because they brought the government to the area where they're fighting with Maban. If the government is not involved in this, then why they bringing government why they brought them, and they still bringing it in Maban area where fighting is taking place recently. Why they're bringing government there? And if we have government and it's honest government, they should take Dinkan people out from there. But they're coming and sitting by Dinka Malut sides in Adar, sitting by their side and saying that they're not involved in this. But our people, they saw them when they went to war, and they come out from government side. When our people went in kiloten and kicked Dinka out, they came in, they came in and kicked our people out. And they also shoot 3 bullets up in the air. The one that when you smell, you can smell and you can't see. So they shoot those bullets, up. One is up and others, on the ground. So our people wouldn't see. And that's also when the government sneak, under the civilian. That's illegal and that's crime too. And that's crime. We Mabanis, we have to report this. We have to come out and report it. So let the world hear. Let them hear what's going on in South Sudan. And let them know who is right and who is wrong. Maban have right. We contributed to Sudan civil war, in Sudan and in South Sudan. We're part of Sudan People Liberation Movement. But when we return back home, our people, they have received nothing, whatever. And we saw it from the beginning since we were like on civil rights movement, when we were on Sudan People Liberation Movement, and since we went back just right away, what they did? They turned against us. They destroyed the networks that Sudan built in Maban area. They destroyed the schools. And even today, there's no waters, there's no school, no roads. That's the government that we say we have a government? We don't have a government. And this is the truth. We don't have a government. And we have to come out as Mabanis. We have to come out and talk about it and speak up about it. We can't hide, If we still hiding, when can we stop hiding? When are we going to stop hiding? Not talking about what's happening to us right now. What's happening to Mabanis? What's happening to Suluk? What's happened and is still happening to Suluk people and to Ictorian people. It's a dispute of land issues that we have. And when the government, take my book, when the government take my book, or when the government take my area, my properties, and they give to other person, while I'm saying that government is a crime. It's a crime, government, that I see. It is a crime. Taking somebody properties and give to other person because the president share with them. That's not right. We say no to that. And we have witnessed that are happening, that have been happening in South Sudan. So we saw a lot of things, and they're wrong. And we have to speak up about them. We have to speak up, about the situation that are against us, against Mabanis. Not only Mabanis, but against other tribes too in South Sudan. Because we are Sudanese, we are Junubin, Junubin. We contributed together during civil war. But now why? Why they're not accepting me? Not accepting the other tribes? But we saw this is not the right government, to sneak under civilian and helping their civilian Dinka to fight Maban. And they have big weapons. This is not right. This is not right. And there's nothing we Mabanis to scare. There's no way they can do this to us. No way. We have to step up. We have to speak up. We can't keep waiting. Nobody's going to speak up about us. They betrayed us. And we don't need to be quiet, to be silent when the fire is burning. When there's peace, if it's an honest peace, then we can be quiet. But when the danger, when the pain are coming, we have to react to it. We have to say, no, stop from there. This is not okay. Stop. This is not right. So, you Mabanis, get out and talk about what happened. If you're not talking, when are you going to talk? When are you going to talk? What time I have to speak up then? This is what's happening. Speak up now. Don't wait and speak up tomorrow or next day or next year. This is what's going on. The fighting that is happening today. So we have to speak up about it. Don't wait until next week, next year. Talk about it today. If something wrong, you say wrong. This is wrong. We don't want to be with it. We don't want to stay in it. I want to get out of this. Enough is enough. Next day, they would say, the government or Denken, they would say there's peace. We have to make peace. But there's no peace. There's no peace in South Sudan. There's no peace. There's no love. And there's no peace in South Sudan. No, we don't have that. Fighting happened and it's still happening. So we don't want a peace. We don't want to go to make peace. What kind of peace we're making? With who? And then Dinkas, they're still in kiloten, in kilo 20, in kilo 13. And also the government, they brought government there. They were saying the Upper Nile State government will take care of our land. And they're saying that land is not belong to me, not belong to Maban, and not belong to, Dinka. But they're still there. And government is still there. There's no peace. We can make peace if they left the land. If even the government have to leave the land. Leave land to Maban. Civilian, Dinka civilian, they have to go. They have to go so we can have the peace. And the government have to go too. And if they're staying, there's no peace. We can't make peace with them. So, yeah, I hope we will never go through something like this. People that they are not honest, we join them, we are with them. We came out from Sudan and we contributed, to civil war that we had. But finally, we saw what they're doing is a threat. And we are seeing this, or how do we saw this, We saw this recently. We saw this, what happened to Suluk, what happened to Equatorian people. So we have self-witness. The threat is coming from where? Government. So the threat is coming from the government of South Sudan. And how can we recognize that? Our eye, we saw it. The action. Their action is different. Their action is action about killing. Killing Maban, killing Suluk people, and their words and their action are different. Their words, they say, we are about unity, united tribes. South Sudan is our country. But their actions are killing us, So that's why I'm saying that there's no love and there's no peace in South Sudan. Again, there's no love and there's no peace in South Sudan because of their action, what they're doing, So their speaking and actions are different. They are contradict each other. So this is how we see, we see things. This is how we observe, and we will make decisions. We'll say, no, we don't go with this. I'm not going with you guys. You guys go ahead. I'm not going with you. And this is real. This is the truth. Like where we're seeing the threat, they threaten us. Threaten coming from government, giving civilian big weapons. That's threat. Because they want civilian to destroy Maban, to kick out Maban out from kiloten. And they did. They did through the help of army in Maban area that they brought in. And they're saying that Upper Nile State government, will take care of that place. And we will never give up. We still have a decision to make. We still will be thinking and make plan and, make directions. Because that land is ours. Our ancestors, they've been there for many years. They've been there for many, many, many years. Even in Sudan, the government of Sudan knew that. But what they're doing, one day they will see the final result. We will see. We'll see the final result. Because what they're doing is immoral. It's not okay. You know? They also talks about development. They talk, they talk about love. Government, talks about unity, but there's no unity. What we have is killing, is sacrificing many people. And nobody will ask. Even government, they're not going to ask who's killing, these people. And in 2010, for example, Maban army or soldiers, those who have fought in Sudan People Liberation Movement, they got killed. Who killed them? Is them, is the government. So the threat that we have, the violence that we have, is coming from the government of South Sudan. It's coming from them. And because they have power, and they have weapons, so they maneuver, they move around and give weapon to their civilians, to army, their army, and they say it's militia, and then they killed Maban in 2010. They put them in a big boat in Malakal, in the sea, and they killed them. They killed all Maban, those who have fought. And I see that this is not a country. This is not a country. We're fighting, against each other. There's no country we are fighting with. You can see it right now. You can see South Sudan. And we see the way that they killed Suluk people. They're killing other tribes. Like, what country we are fighting with? That's my question. What country are we fighting with? We're killing each other. We're fighting against each other because of tribalism, because of ethnicity, ethnics that we have. And if the ethnicity became important, then it's better to focus to take care of yourself, your community, your tribe, than to wait. Because now they're switching that what tribes they're important. They think that Dinkas, they're important than Maban. They're creating Jeng community, Jeng elders. They think they're important than us. So it's better for Maban to look at ourselves, take care of ourselves, protect ourselves first. Because if we don't, then nobody going to help Maban. When there's a fighting, Dinkan, they have president. Dinkas, they have president. They can help them. But nobody in Maban going to help Mabanese. No one. We don't have somebody up there we don't have people up there, who have higher, ranks, in higher positions. So we don't want to be in that position. When government threatening us, but also our people in the government, they have to be silent. They have to be isolated in the government. Now they're not speaking, even not just civilian, but Mabanese. Those are in government. They're not speaking because they have been controlled. They're being pressured. The pressure is on them. And in this case, you don't need to be in that situation where they control you, they control me, so that they can kill my civilian. No, this is not okay. This is not okay. Yeah, Pochamba. It's terrible. Ja, Mabanis. Ne ikin mukten keden perken, os ik tiekten ekken. Anka na ik meek makten mekan, tung bene, ekken meek makten. Meek unt meek dwan. Os kan ikin ne, ikin balken poba. Ekken ik tieten ja, os ek moog ikin. A onge ik kut mbrak. Po ik kut balaba. Po ik op de meek jota bala ook. Balaba. Ekken ameke yongten. Lise kut maban nukten. O ya jong daga ekken maban nungten ba. Wak bierten. En again ekken za ekken nung wakken in. Kenny nukten. O ekken mech balga. Kumet aan het tieng de. O ken men ba nungda. Nungda dingo. Dingo o muaten. Muaten ya nungden. A muaten bal. A kum wan nukken. O buljine balok. Dal ngedeke. O gingel kan yani ungel tie. Dal ngedeke. Meke nini ekim ke daltaba. Meke na ek daltaba. Kan ginge yani ekin za ek daltaba. Ach ek bal tis ek kumet. Ek dalta dukte san ed nonget ba. A ongen ek nyurt agin podane. Ja. A kuma nini a kuma ik balte neket ba. Kuma I dedi osi I boy eke. Yalla eka ed nong wak bro nuk mi. Yalla iya daldi chi nong. Yan boji da I boy wala gok jolage ba la akum wan ba. Ongo gena kumba la dald. O kan gin yani ek nung ti gingen. Ek nung ti gin yangel. Ward mene. San onge da ik ning titin. Kuma kana kuma wahanda da ngetniki. You know? Government, if it's government for all the tribes. So we have to know that. We have to see that. But it's not. Anke ngedekinen. Government is the threat. It threatens us, threatens Maban, threatens other tribes in South Sudan. And because they share the language, they share the traditions, they share the power. So they take the power, from, president. If president is not there, they would put somebody in his place. So they're working on it. They can take, weapons because they're president. And when they take weapons and they legalize it because they're president, because they have vice president. They will sign it, and when they kill Maban, they will come and destroy us, and they will say, we didn't kill them. They will say that they didn't kill Mabanese, but they did. The citizens and the government, they've been sneaking around, and they came out and they bombed us, they killed us. But nobody gonna investigate because they're doing that for purpose of getting rid of us, getting rid of small tribes in South Sudan. So let us know that. Let us be serious. They're killing us. They're eliminating us so that they benefit from it. And that's why they said civilians have to fight and the government have to watch. Why? Why they want civilian, to be, killed? Who created the government? It's civilians, They came from civilians. They came from people. They call themselves government. And if we finish, each other's, we finish killing each other's, and then what? What they have? Like who they have? But they did this one in purpose so that if they give weapons to citizens of Dinka, they have big weapons, so that they will control us. They will get rid of us from our land. They have weapons, so they don't care of anything. They don't scare. They have big weapons. They can bomb us. They can shoot, kids and everybody. They can kill us. So they don't care. And nobody's reporting this. Let people hear. Let world hear this. So who's wrong? Who's doing this? Under. So why we are quiet? Why we are quiet when the situation is against us already? Even against me, if I'm not going, to attack them, they're already against me. So why wait for? Why you need wait for? Why you need to wait? I can't wait for this. When the situation is like this, why can't I wait? And you either. You don't need to wait. Because they're coming. They're coming to get rid of us. They're bringing genocide to us. But even though with the genocide they have, we have to stay strong. We have to fight back. We cry when our brothers, die. But our cry will make us strong because we have love, because of deep love that we have. We can cry, but we can fight back hard, And they can get hurt too. They will get hurt too, not just us. So don't be scared or don't hide when the situation are against us. When things are getting dangerous, threatened, when we are being isolated in South Sudan by Dinka people, we have to speak up. We have to talk. We have to stay strong. And we have to find for relationship. Our relationship with them is gone. It's ended. Because now, the relationship that they have with us is to kill us and to have a land. So land is their desire, their need. And land is their relationship that they would have. Because they have money, they have oil, Maban area, close to Upper Nile that they're talking about. There are many oils. There are many, open places, many land that are free. But now their relationship, their development, their love is not on us. Like, not on us, Mabanese, or other tribes. The love that they have is for themselves and to the land that they have, that they want to take by force. Maban will stay forever. Inshallah. Igbaltin. Juantalan bala. Rabbana fi. Allah fi. Igiyetin ba. Juantalan lis igmaktin. Os etin tantin poi podan geld. Etin te poi podan. Owena ta angan igwak yotin poka. Mengel gurndikiti, meng gurndikiti ba. O meng be chotin ike. No, menga beba. our relationship is end, no relationship with them. And that's why here today, the word that is going on in Maban, in Kiloten or Adar, it's not because we are wrong, and because also we're not against them. They came, attacked us, and they say by force they will take our land. They will kick us out from here, from Maban. And they did. They had decision that they're making, Malut community and Padang community. So they've been making decisions and coming to our people in Kiloten, saying that their land is fled. If their land is fled, why are they coming with weapons? Our people say, why you are coming with weapons on your hand? You want to kill us? This is our land. Maban is not going anywhere. But one day, next time in the evening, they came recently, like 2 months ago. They came and they start attacking us. And this is how war started in Maban area, in Upper Nile State. We didn't attack them. They're in Kilo 20, Kilo 20. And from there, they also want to keep moving us out. They keep coming. They came to Kilo 10, where our people, was or is. So they came there, and before they start attacking us, we have general who's responsible for army there. And because he's from Maban, they moved him. They moved him away. They took him away. So they put him in College, in Malut, close to Malut. They put him there. And now they're fighting with us. And they brought other, the head of army now in Kilo 10, in Adar. So this is the issue. And they were saying that when they made video, they were saying that we have to move. Maban have to leave to Jamam. And that place will be controlled by Upper Nile State government. So the government have to control that. But it's our area. We don't want anybody there. And to make peace, all Dinkas, they have to go. They have to move. We don't want peace, nothing. They have to move from there. And they also, when they brought the general who is now in Maban area, Kilo 10, in Kasopa, he has, opened the office, the office that Wanayiga closed. They opened it, and they brought all the police are Dinka, from Dinka, all of them. And if they want peace, they should mix, Maban police should be there too, with them. But what they bring, all the police are from Dinka. This is not peace. This is not peace. And that's why we're saying that the government is a threat to us, Mbanis, and to other tribes too. And because of that, they're taking Maban land and giving to Dinka. This is not okay. For them, they will say, okay, they can do it because they are presidents, so they will legalize it. But for us, Mabanis, this is illegal. This is a crime. What they're doing is a crime, and is a violation of human rights. I would say that what they're doing is the violation of the human right. And for us Mabanis, we have to come out. We have to speak up and talk, all night. We talk because why we have to be quiet when the situation is coming? Killing little kids. Now is civilian war in South Sudan, Upper Nile State. They said it's civilian, but it's not. The threat is from government. Isolation is coming from government, not giving us our right, no liberty. We're supposed to have freedom and life that we have, but they're not accepting that to us, for us to get it or to achieve that, to hold that. They're taking it because who's after them? President. So the threat again is from the president of South Sudan. And if something is true, and that's what it is, we have to say it, and that's what it is. We don't need to be scared of them. They're doing for purpose. They're doing on purpose, trying to kill us, trying to destroy us. So when we lost all of our life, they need that. They need that. And then nobody spoke up, so they will need that. But we have to speak up. We got to speak up. We have to stay strong. South Sudan is not a country, and it's not a place for us. They are against us. It's not our government. We're saying this because you saw, and I saw it. I saw the blood. And there's no development. There's no love and peace in South Sudan. None of those we don't have. So we don't need to be fear. We don't need to be hiding behind. No way. This is not time to hide behind. This is time to come out. And this is time to say no to them, what they're doing. Because if we are not speaking up and we are not active like this, they're going to finish us. And they will be happy. They will finish us silently. We are silent and they're going to finish us. And they're happy for that. They finish us. But we still have hope, we have love, and we have heart. So nobody will finish us. No one going to finish us in South Sudan. Because the love and hope that we have is greater than what they're doing. So we are not going to sit down and be quiet. We got to report this one to the world. Like who is doing this, so that they know is something happening. They know that you or me, we disagree what's going on, about situation, about the concern that we have. We don't like that. And if we step up, somebody's coming, like no, go back. If they're coming to us, we have to defend ourselves. And if the world see that we're defending ourselves, we have reason why we don't want them. We don't want them. They are the threat. Why? They're being threatening us. They're being isolating us. And annihilation coming through them, through the government. So I don't want that one, to come while I'm in the government. while I'm still supporting the government, while our brother Mabanis is still in the government, they're supporting government. They should know this. We don't have government. The government that we have is not for us. It's government of certain tribes. So they're not for us to be with them, to be in a contract and help them. This is not time for it. And even our brothers, some Maban, they're stranded in the government. Because of what? The same thing I'm saying. The government is controlling them. They can't come and see their family or visit their children in Maban, in South Sudan. And this itself is a violation. This is no right. This indication shows that no love, no right. You know, our life is limited. But when we see that, we are eager. So my life is not limited. No, when I understand that, my life is bigger than that. You know, Maban life is huge and it's important. But don't let them manipulate us. Let them play a game like that. No, this is not time, and don't let that happen. The government is the threat, is the threaten us. The government is a pressure on us. And also our army, our soldiers. So dalangitiniki kuma dinkinin ekin nongna yan ikit mabanist nongna yan ikit osi nongna yan mi ikit meka bala kuma tizat asa na daltan bi ik unten megba osi daltan na ik unten yan warten ba be na ik unten megba osi na ik unten sajaba na ik yan unten yom ten ba na anka na ik nyoten ba ekin daltan anka beba yaw genek nongnen mi ik daltan na bebanje ba kan bebanje ik nyoten ashial osi ekin bonten anka nene ekin mi ik daltan na bebanje ba san ekin bala mukmene ten anka ekin buakan muatnin bit ikin bate otwana ekin nungden yaen mi ikit ni yaen mekhbal kumat nangten yaen nokten kani bal kumat the one teach on gohon itenen ikag modin bitam Maban na batin nokten me budan ba dal wakanangten me ni yaen wort wilt ek wet ekkada ik wet ekan dal word ji me ek welten me we ek welten me o ter welten me genne yae genne ne edie en miet a min ban badi ye te kan ik nyon te jig o si ik kotem bor wetten ek on bo khane kba wak yatam poga asam da ngeten me o ek nongo ba gene ekin kan chale ek yuki kan ek yuk wak min ekin min poga lisa ek dalta ba mi ik daltam ba adil kida mi ik daltam ba waka da muatnin nokten ma badi nokten ekki zat dal badi otwana ek wak yaltan jigen in gonna jig politicians. This is a politician games. When the government want Maban people to be, civilian to, be killed, to be finished, so that they would be happy that that land is belong to them. They will write letters, they will sign things that this land belong to them. And they will legalize the letters because they have vice presidents, they have presidents, So, iki da nying titin, anke jeg guag da nen da iki nying titin. They will legalize the letters that they write. This is coming from, this letter came from president or vice president. Even though it came from president, they don't care about us. We are not accepting that, you know, because they signed it, the letter. They created it so that they will get rid of us. They will no longer, deal with us. So they will take the land, and then they will just take care of themselves. They don't care about us. They will finish us. That's violation, and that's the crime. Ginen ya pochimba, ginen anong with a mwatnin, no mekchi meka muskin with mekchi lead, pochimba oske dern, killing children and babies and elders. It is genocide. Is happening in Maban. This is what's happening right now. And thank you very much.